to know that you're about to walk down the aisle in your beautiful white dress and your bouquet, and you have on your veil, and everybody's happy, you're in love, you're in love, you found love again, your son is there, your sisters, your brothers, and your ex walks in with a you-know-what under a bouquet of flowers and literally unalives you in the middle of the room.
A photographer and a videographer had arrived to document the day.
Take a lot of pictures, Mike. If you understand, I'm going to do this, Mike. Hi, Cameron. Hi, how are you?
Gladys savored the moment. She had photos.
I have a big problem with people who underestimate stalking. I have a problem with people who underestimate people's obsessions with other people, because nobody takes it seriously. A lot of women, they tell other people, this guy keeps bothering me, this guy keeps stalking me, this guy keeps following, and no one listens. A man will say, this woman is weird, this woman is bothering me, this woman is making up lies about me at work, this woman is planting things in my office. No one takes it seriously until somebody gets hurt. Because I know human behavior very well, there are certain things that I look for in people. Little red flags. And when I see them, I have to do what's necessary to protect myself from them. When I realize that somebody can't handle rejection, or you can't take a no for an answer, when someone tells you no, you view no as convince me, I know you're dangerous. I know you are. Because something's not clicking for you. And even though a man committed this crime, women are the same way. There are some women who have the same traits. If that man was not ready to leave a relationship with you, ladies, and he has these cluster personalities where something's not clicking and you're telling him, hey, it didn't work out, let's just let it go, and he's driving up and down your neighborhood at 12 in the morning, those type of men usually have an agenda with you. That's why I always tell women, when women talk to me on the phone, and I always tell women, even when it comes to relationships, I said, it sounds like this man is a narcissist. Is he a narcissist? They tell me yes. I always tell them, did you take legal action? Because you can't just walk away from a narcissist. They're not normal people. They will unalive you. You can't just leave like that. You have to have a plan, and it has to be a good one. Because there are some people who view people as possessions. They don't view people as people. They view people as a possession. And when they feel like you are out of their reach, or they can't possess you anymore, or they can't control you, or whatever it is, that's when they become destructive. Remember, I told you guys about that person that I was working with years and years and years and years ago. And I stopped working with him because, one, he was a narcissist. He was actually a sociopath, in my opinion. I had to get away from him. And I stopped working with him. And God revealed to me a couple years down the line that he went somewhere to do witchcraft on me. You did witchcraft on me because I no longer wanted to work for you. That's disgusting. That means that you were possessing me mentally. Like, I don't have the right to leave you behind for something better. I belong to you. And I've struggled with people trying to possess me since I was in diapers. People have been trying to possess me because it's not me. It's the anointing that they want proximity to. So because I know that, there are certain things that I don't allow with people, and I have a lot of distance, and I have a lot of boundaries, and I don't allow people to cross them because it's my life on the line if I let you do. So the fact that that person did witchcraft on me because I didn't want to work with him anymore, that is the nature of many people mentally, where it's either them or no one. It's them or no one. and they start to view you as their property. Nobody belongs to you. Even I don't belong to me. I belong to God. I don't belong to me. But people, there are some people, you guys, they view you as a product or some type of trophy. We see this in Hollywood, where when major artists, they don't want to sell their catalog, they end up in these freak accidents or unalived in their bedroom with a whole bunch of pills. That stuff is intentional, planned foul play. Because the person felt like they possessed you. They didn't view you as a person. They viewed you as a bank. And when you decided that you didn't want to put out any more music, or you didn't want to sell your catalog, they unalived you so they can get your insurance money. By the way, in case you guys didn't know, when someone's a big celebrity, they have a lot of they're worth a lot. When they're worth more when they've passed on than when they're alive, by the way. So that's why people set them up for things to happen so they can collect the insurance money. So with this woman, with Gladys, this fella had an obsession with her, and I don't think she thought it was going to get that far. So this guy could not accept her being happy and leaving him. When somebody has created a strange mental attachment to you, what does that mean? There are people who naturally like to possess people that are around them. This is what narcissists like to do. Narcissists views everybody as an extended part of them in an unhealthy way, right? Like, for example, for me, anybody that's near me knows I give people free will. Like, hey, like, you probably won't even hear from me like that. Do what you want. You need anything, let me know. I'll be praying for you. I'll be covering you under the blood of Jesus. I'll pray for you every night. I'll keep you in my prayers. If there's anything you need, just let me know. I kind of let people have their freedom, you know. Even if you're asking me for my advice or opinion, I'll tell you. But then I'll always end it with, oh, well, it's up to you. You know, I don't really, because people don't belong to me. I don't even belong to me. I belong to God. So I don't understand people who have a mentality of this person belongs to me, right? Even if you're married to someone, that person doesn't necessarily belong to you. Meaning you're keeping them away from their family, you're keeping them away from their friends, you're threatening their life. Like, that is like people who have a warped mind, and they've allowed demonic entities to find a home in them, right? And then somebody who has a bright light, like this woman, I know she has a bright light because when I was looking at the videos, and you guys know I can like read people's energy or a spirit, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, wow, what an angel. That's what I thought when I saw her. What an angel. And not based on the way that she looks, just her energy is just very angelic. It's very pure. It's very warm, very sweet. I just thought angel when I looked at her in the video. Beautiful angel, like sweet spirit, just very loving and delicate. Yeah, that's what the word that I saw when I was looking at her in the video. I saw delicate. And some people, if they're possessed, they go after people like that. That's why I always tell you guys, it's spiritual warfare. I'm sure this woman probably had a history of attracting narcs. People who have a bright light always attract the Jezebel spirit. Me, I've had a history in the past of attracting so many narcs, but because I know what I know, and I have safety measures, and I'm very careful with people, and there are certain things that I look for when I'm dealing with people, I have a lot of traps in place to catch the narcissists so that they don't get close enough to me. There's me, there's a whole bunch of traps, and then there's a narc, right? Because I have to protect myself. So a lot of people, you have a habit of attracting narcs, and that's actually spiritual warfare. I talked about that in the Defeat Jezebel and Leviathan masterclass. If you're someone that attracts narcs or abusers, that means that's a spiritual warfare. It's not the person, it's a demon. New person, same demon, right? It's a spiritual problem. It's something that requires prayer. I had that problem in the past before. But then God gave me the ability to be able, I can feel when someone's a narcissist, meaning they disturb my spirit. It's not really a body language or a look. Something about their spirit makes me feel uncomfortable. Like I can feel every time I meet a narcissist, I get the same feeling in my spirit. The minute they walk in the room, I can feel, it's like I can feel their essence. I know when someone's a narc because I'll feel it. So I'm able to protect myself from them, because this life is spiritual warfare, you guys. This woman losing, being unalive, this was spiritual warfare. What happened to Selena, that had nothing to do with Yolanda. That was a demon after her. That was not Yolanda. That was a demonic entity that possessed that woman that was obsessed with Selena. And I'm sure Yolanda was not the first person that became demonically obsessed with her. It's the same demon that said, okay, well, her and Yolanda, they're the closest. Yolanda's always with her. So let me live in Yolanda's body so I can get her. So a lot of times it's not people you're dealing with. You're dealing with a demonic entity that has possessed that person. I'm not even going to get into that. I'll leave that for children of the light because I don't want to scare you guys. But that is the fight. The Bible says we do not fight against flesh and blood, but principalities and wickedness in high places. So it's a spiritual battle. And a lot of these hate crimes, even in the physical, when it looks like, okay, this person unalived their wife, hit their girlfriend or whatever, it looks like that in the physical, but in the spirit realm, it was a demon responsible for that. It was a demon responsible for that has been following that person since they were a child. They've been being followed by that entity, and that entity decided to possess the person closest to them to remove them, right? We'll talk about that in Children of the Light. That's the spiritual aspect. But the physical aspect is, ladies, you have to be vigilant. Ladies, be vigilant, please. I'm begging you. When you go out on dates with these guys, ladies, please. If you have to book a call, like whatever you need to do, but please, if you see any weird signs, if you feel uncomfortable, if your stomach is in knots, if he does something that appears possessive or weird, please, ladies, this is your life. This is your life, ladies. Don't let society or the rush to be married or, I'm going to turn 30. Please don't let the devil do that to you. God has the right time for your spouse, for your person. Get in alignment, get yourself out there, meet people, but pray for God to send the right person on your path. Please don't let desperation or insecurity or the need to be attached to a man cause you to look over certain red flags, because this beautiful woman, this could happen to anyone. You guys, this can happen to anybody. It just happened to happen to her. It happened to happen to her. But it can happen to anybody, black, white, young, old. It doesn't matter. We must be vigilant in viewing the signs of possession, control. This is a story that women are just, it's so scary that women have to always have in their back of their mind that according to society standards, men are the apex predators. And you don't know if you can leave a relationship amicably. You're always having in the back of your mind, like, is he going to show up? Is he going to pop up? Men do not like it when their supply goes away, when their victim goes away. Like, a lot of women don't understand how much of a danger it is when you break up with a man and he didn't want to break up with you. And he wasn't ready. Because some people can't handle rejection. So if they can't handle rejection, they may retaliate. And for this poor woman, that's what happened. He unalived her on her wedding day. And he showed up to the venue and he did the deed. And was she expecting that? I don't think so. I don't think any woman would be thinking about that on your wedding day. But this man didn't want her to be happy. And that's why you guys have to take rejection seriously. Meaning, if somebody cannot handle rejection, that's a red flag. People with psychological issues or demonic possession even, or narcissistic personality disorder, psychopathic, sociopathic, these people, they mentally possess people, meaning they feel like they own you. You know, and it's even online. There are some people online on the internet, you know, they create these parasocial relationships with me. They don't know me. They've never met me, but in their mind, I'm their enemy. I'm the reason why their life is a mess. I'm responsible, and I have to protect myself. That's why I don't have my full name, nothing, because there's some really unstable people out there who hate to see your light, and they hate to see you shine, and they hate to see a smile on your face, and they hate to see you excited, and they want to see how they can take that away. So now, when it comes to abusive DV relationships, I always tell women you have to be very careful when it comes to DV, abusive, mentally abusive relationships, divorces, because you think you're over it and he's not. And we tend to give people too much credit, right? We tend to give people, especially as women, we give people too much credit. We underestimate people too much, especially men. Women underestimate men a lot. And, you know, when a man did not want a relationship to end, and he already mentally possessed you because he's a narcissist, and you leave the relationship and then he finds out you're with another man, oh gosh, that's usually the danger zone. That time period when you find somebody else and he knows about it and y'all are happy, here comes the unaliving threats. This usually happens with men who are non-narcissistic. They'll walk the wedding, okay? They'll be, all right, we had a good run. We were in a relationship. It didn't work out. I love you. I wish you the best. I'm always here for you. But narcissistic men don't operate that way. And a lot of times you need to be able to tell if the man that you're leaving is a narcissist, because when you're leaving a narcissist, you have to leave quietly, very, very quietly. And you can't let them know that you're in a relationship with a new person. You have to be very low key and discreet about everything, because this person on a mental level, they've possessed you. A good example of this is what Yolanda did to Selena. Yolanda, she possessed Selena in her mind, meaning she felt like she owned Selena. So when Selena was getting away, she decided to unalive her. That's why I always tell people, don't let people possess you. I am one of those people where I always tell people the worst thing in life you can do is get comfortable with me. Don't do it. You're going to get embarrassed because I'm going to stop you. I love myself, and it's my job to protect myself. And when people start to possess you or they become entitled, I always tell people, stop obsessing over me. Stop obsessing, because I'm never going to feed into it. I don't allow people to possess me. I will do something if I can. If I can't, the answer is no. Never feel entitled to me, entitled to my time, none of that. Because when people start to feel this entitlement towards you, it'll soon turn into possession, where they want to possess you, or they mentally have possessed you. And then when you want to leave, it can end like this.